Hello, my name is Manuel Escriche, and I want to thank you for being my audience and taking time out of your day. How many of you are animal lovers like I am and own a cat or a dog or both? Thank you. There, in almost every community across America, there is a growing problem of strays. My purpose here today is to persuade you to go to your local animal shelter and either adopt a dog or a cat or provide some type of support in some fashion. I also plan to tell you how owning a pet promotes the betterment of your health, betterment of the community, and just the general joy of owning a pet. I will share some animal rescue stories from the Pet Finder website, and that way you can see for yourself the joy that animals have brought to folks who've done the adoption. I will reference some studies that show the betterment of one's health, and I will also reference other studies that have shown that for the elderly it increases their independence in some ways. Supporting your local animal shelter, whether through volunteering, adopting a pet, or donating money, is betterment for the community. With the growing number of strays in the communities across the America, strays can spread diseases. Strays can also, if they bite you, they'll increase your medical costs, and they destroy the environment. I will be discussing some of the health benefits associated with pet ownership. I will share photos of the pets that I have adopted myself, and so you can experience, in some part, some of the joy that I have. Now let me talk about some of the health benefits associated with pet ownership. According to WebMD, there are 5 medical benefits associated with pet ownership. The first one is high blood pressure. Stockbrokers with high blood pressure have shown to have lower blood pressure than those without pets. The second one, it's good for your heart. Heart attack patients who own pets recovered more quickly than those without pets. It's an allergy fighter. Children growing up in households with a furred animal, either a cat, a dog, or on a farm with farm animals, will have less risk of allergies and asthma. For those singles out there, you're going to like this one. Pets make for great date magnets. Dogs are great for making love connections. Forget internet dating sources. A dog is a natural conversation starter. And the fifth reason, dogs for the aged. Walking a dog or just caring for it, for elderly people who are able, provides them exercise and companionship. Now that you know some social and health benefits associated with pet ownership, let me tell you of some of my personal experiences with adopted pets. Because I not only own one, I own 4. We have a daily routine where all 4 of them wake me up at 5 a.m. and while my coffee is brewing, I let him out and I feed him. In the handouts that I gave you, you'll see some of my family members. This is Salem. Salem wasn't adopted from an animal shelter. My wife Rebecca found Salem in one of her flower pots on the front porch. Intestines were exposed from abuse. My wife took Salem to the vet. The vet was surprised he was alive. But 5 years later, Salem owns a house. Lastly, I would like to talk about some animal shelters and some adoption stories. There are two types of animal shelters. There are those that kill, and there are those that don't. Euthanization in some of these shelters is to manage the stray populations. Within these shelters, there are two different types of animals. You have the ones that were neglected and the ones that were abused. The ones that were abused are a little more difficult because they've lost their trust in people, and it takes a little longer in care to bring them into your home, and patience. On the other hand, the animals that are neglected, they long for companionship. And through years of being alone and fending for themselves, they've sustained injuries, and they just long for attention, and they're a little easier. Initial appearances of both these types of animals will show abuse, scars, matted hair, low weight count. But there's a different psychology in the approach for the care of these animals. My next point is animal shelters do not receive federal funding. There is no federal program to support these shelters. Animal shelters rely on donation, volunteering, and adoption to keep them running. By adopting a pet from your local animal shelter, this reduces the number of strays that are in your community. Strays damage the environment, your neighborhood. They get into trash. Strays, if they bite you, you'll have to go to seek medical attention. The result is a cost that is transferred to you for your increased medical and in the society as a whole for stray management. Here are some adoption stories that I would like to share with you. The first one is Dayton. Dayton was adopted by Emily from Uberville, Virginia. Emily got Dayton to be a companion for her other cat, Shiloh. Dayton was not abused or neglected and was in pretty good shape when Emily found her. Overall, once Dayton got accustomed to his home, he quickly became part of the family and loves kitty kisses and plays with his new best friend, Shiloh. As we conclude, owning a pet not only provides for the benefits of better health, but also a gain from the pleasure of having a pet as an additional to one's family. Now that I spoke of the benefits of owning a pet, my personal experiences, the betterment of one's health, I hope I was able to convince you to go to your local community shelter, animal shelter, and adopt a pet or provide some type of support in the way of volunteering or donations. As a pet owner myself, I can attest to the rewarding experience and satisfaction of having a pet in your home. It's a win-win situation for everyone. A dog or a cat gets welcomed into a new home, the community is better, and your overall health will benefit. I have some adoption packets here that you can take with you from the Animal Shelter here on post. And I thank you for your time.